Hello, darling. Welcome back. It is Lady Draws a Lot. I'm an illustrator and a comic book artist, and I am here today for another unboxing, using, and review of December's Sketchbox. So, this Sketchbox, though I don't know what is inside of it,
as per usual,
I'm gonna go ahead and make it holiday themed because I am so in the holiday spirit. Right, Bob? So you'll see I have a co-host today. This is Bob Marley. You probably knew that. Right, Bob? As I'm in the midst of painting my living room, a lot of paintings and just random items have landed in my office as a sort of resting place. So you can see this painting. Why it's here is because I have no room for it right now. I have no place for it. But behind the camera is chaos. Sheer chaos. Anyway, so my co-host and I, Bob, are going to be unboxing, using, and reviewing whatever happens to be in this December Sketchbox, and hopefully it is holiday themed. And even if it isn't, we'll make it so, right? All right, guys, without further ado, let's get creative. All right, so here's what we've got in the box this month. Quite a nice color range. I'm gonna start with this here. This is a Rembrandt watercolor paper, hot press, 4x6. Very smooth, almost no texture at all. So that'll be nice for blending colors. This is the Daniel Smith dot card. And this is a sampling of the colors that are offered by Daniel Smith. And that's apparently a handmade watercolor brand out of, I believe it said Seattle on there. Let's see if I'm right there. Yep, Seattle. So handmade watercolor colors. Then we have the Princeton pointed Filbert brush, size 4. Here we have the Holbein Acrylic Gouache. They come in 3 colors, like a peach tone, a green, and a magenta. And then to top it all off, we have the KingArt Fineliner pens. And this comes in 12 colors. These are water-based markers that will work well with watercolor, and they will work over the watercolor fine and also reactivate with water. So good to know about those. All right, so this is what we have in this month's box. I'm gonna get my table all set up here, and then we'll get to work. All right, so here is where I landed with my Santa sketch. I got a bit of bleeding of color in the hat and on the brow a bit, so I wasn't too happy about that, but the design is cute, I think, so it still was fun. I can touch up that hat with some white paint, and I will, but it wasn't in the box, so I didn't want to cheat by doing that. All right, so let's talk about everything that came in the box this month. Let's start with these Daniel Smith Extra Fine watercolors. These watercolors are beautiful. They work well. The color saturation on them is quite nice, and the color tones to them are very beautiful. The range of these colors is pretty wide as well. I was surprised that this month's box actually came with so many colors. It's really, you could make anything you want with all these colors here. But yeah, specifically about these Daniel Smith watercolors, very nice. The retail price here for this dot card is $6. I think that's worthwhile. I don't think it would last too long, honestly, but you'd get some fun out of it. So I think if you're looking for watercolors, it seems that this brand works very well, so worth checking out. All right, and let's talk about the KingArt Pro Fineliner Set. What a nice, beautiful set of fine liners. So these all worked really well. These are water-based, so keep that in mind when you're working with them, because they will bleed if they get wet at all with your other medium. So probably the last step you want to do on your piece. So all the colors are very good. The liners were reliable and nice. So beautiful, no issues with these. Retail price on this is $10. I think worthwhile. This is a really nice set of colors. Kind of covers the gambit of what you'd want to use with a fine liner. Just pretty much everything you would need right here. All right, and then let's look at this gouache. So this is the Holbein gouache in green. We got a peach tone and magenta tone. These were a nice gouache, worked very well right out of the tube as like an acrylic. Was very opaque that way. Quick drying, and also you're able to wash them down and use them like watercolor also. So very nice, thick, washable colors. No issues with these. Very nice. These retail at $4.75 each. That's a fine price. Because I think these are going to get you pretty far usage-wise, because a dab will do ya with the color. But I also think if you find a set of these online, again, Dick Blick is a really good site to check. They often have really good prices on sets. So I would check there if you're in the market for gouache. But good gouache, I think, very nice and works very well. All right, and last but not least, we've got the Princeton Pointed Filbert brush in the size 4. I love this brush. I think it's a very versatile brush. You can do fine detail work. You can fill in larger areas because it really gives you that line weight variation. Just beautiful. It also holds color very well. So zero issues with this brush. Very nice. I would recommend it. The point on it is just great. So this retails for $8.95. Well worth that price. Dick Blick may have it for cheaper. You know, hunt around, see what you can find, but not a bad price for this brush. It's very nice to use. So that covers everything in this month's box. What a box. I mean, I was surprised to get all this stuff in this box. It just seems like so much stuff, just kind of jam-packed, which is cool. Love it. Oh gosh, you know what I forgot to talk about? The paper. Let's talk about this paper. Okay, yeah, the paper's great. I do love a smooth surface watercolor paper, and that's exactly what this is. So, worked well, did not bleed through, did not warp. Just a very nice, smooth watercolor paper. This retails for $12.95. Very good. Absolutely would buy it again, would recommend it. This is the Rembrand watercolor paper hot press. So very good. All right, now that does bring us to the end, and I thank you all so much for joining me. I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye.